What's going on, baby boys, baby girls? Welcome back. Glad you made it. It's another So-So production. We're doing it on Monday, January the 16th, 2023. Hey there, Bumbaclut. I was just thinking to myself, your captain's in the house. You can't just, if you say, hey there, Bumbaclut, it doesn't sound nice, but if you say, Bumbaclut, sounds much better. So you can't just be like, hey there, Bumbaclut. But if you put in a little bit of twist to it, hey there, Bumbaclut, it makes sense, I think. Boys and girls, ladies and gents, thank you for joining me. If you've been with me for a little bit of time now, thank you very much for joining me. You know where to find these videos: on Instagram, on YouTube, on patreon.com/RobSadri. When you're asking, glad you asked. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And we just have fun around here. We just shoot from the hip. Catch it with the mouth. Oh, we do everything. We toss babies in midair, leave the vicinity, come back. Did the baby fall? I don't know. We do it. We toss the baby. We play with knives and swords and fire. We spit fire. We spit, more. These are all metaphors, of course, metaphors for life. But no, we spit fire. Sometimes the digestive system might be on fire. I'm just like thinking to myself, I'm not spitting fire, but if hypothetically speaking, let's say amongst us, one of us out there happen to go and grab himself a meat lover's pizza, pre-made meat lover's pizza, 3-meat pizza, thank you very much, one of us out there, maybe. And you consume that pizza and all of a sudden your asshole's on fire, let's say. It's because there's just a lot of meat. You weren't expecting it, neither was I. What are we even talking about? Did your fart smell a little bit more than usual? Absolutely. And it's what it is. It's just, and I'm not judging you. There's no judging here. All right, it was me. Fine. Talking about me. This is, welcome back. I hope you had a great weekend, but that's what it was, man. Just, surprise myself. Normally I'll go with the deluxe, which is like pepperoni, a little bit of olives, a couple of green bell peppers, but I'm like, let's eat healthy, protein that shit up, son. Let's go heavy meats. I said to myself, because I had options. When it comes to options and pizza, that's one of my favorite things. Pizza, pre-made pizza, you just pop it in the oven, literally, and I make it from scratch. I'm talking, from opening the box to unwrapping the plastic on top of I do it all from scratch myself. It takes me, depending on the brand, because there's different brands, like I said, options. And yeah, that's what it is, baby. You pop it in the oven for like 10, 20, 15 minutes. Next thing you know, you're eating, a variety of toppings, depending on your palate, of course. But man, oh man, I'm just like 3 meats. I've not done that in a while. I was just like, whoa, what is going on here? Then I'm like, 3 meats and cheese and bread. That's what's up. But luckily there were no casualties, of course. But that's what it is, baby. Rocking and rolling on Monday. Where have you guys been? What have you guys been up to? Ladies, gents. Let's shoot the shit. Let's have some fun. Ideas that I've been thinking about, the same things that you guys and gals out there are probably thinking about. Ever think to yourself, man, what if I'm a lady or I'm a man out there? What if I, God forbid, do something and I end up in jail? What ifs? No judgy here, but like, let's say, and then there's unwanted lovemaking in prison, let's say. Allegedly, in some, and that's what it is. You're going in there, you're like, oh man. And this is not about like getting to know yourself. What kind of person am I? The fighter type? Am I the conformist who'll like go and join any gang? You're like, any gang that'll take me. They're like, we don't want you. Any gang that'll, are you that fella? Are you the type of lady that'll just, I'm gonna pick up a book and go and like put on my headphones? I don't know if they give you headphones. Maybe like maybe just like one ear, so you can, wireless too. I don't know how it works in prison, but I'm just saying, here's the thing though, but like for your safety, for general, and yeah, I hope nobody goes to jail for anything really, but like God forbid it does happen. Here's what I'm thinking. Cactus in your rectum, so that, you know, if God forbid anything were to go down, boom, dude, that fella or that lady is getting pricked. And that's you know, that's how you make a possible L of a situation into, again, that's putting two L's and making a beautiful W right there. Win, a win, a win. For everybody, that's what I'm saying. So that's what I was thinking about. Again, I think about many ideas out there. If anybody wants to get in there and be one of the initial investors, Shark Tank, again, like Dragon's Breath, I'll put it out there. Or any, like, you know, if you want to be like that silent partner that'll be like, you know what, let's get together. Let's think of the best cacti to be placed in someone's rectum for the sake of safety, really. And like you leave, and yeah, does it come with, you know, is it a little bit irritable for you as well? Yes. But also, are you making a statement? Yes, that two things can be true simultaneously as we're learning. Moving forward, that's the thing. So, I'm just putting it out there into the universe. And that could be like, that could just be like defense, really. Like, it's like, oh, then you could like literally go into any territory, you know what I mean? In terms of like, let's say like you're the adventurous. That's not just for prison either. Like it's a niche little market for prison, but like let's say you're the adventurous type and you're like, man, I want to go like, I want to explore the earth. There's still places that are relatively less known or less, you know, and like you step outside, that's the thing. We take everything for granted from our little perspective and our little bubble just because we like live in a certain, you know what it is. We think everywhere else is like the same what it is what it is right here in this little bubble, right? But it's not. We know what it is, that it isn't what it is. Here, from there, that's every place is what it is, but it's different. Similarities, but it's not what it is from what it is right here. Or similar places. But I'm not trying to, you know, point is, you're like, how do I make sure I stay safe? Because you never know. You're like, oh, I'm going on you know, this is a mountaintop. This is a mountaintop. All I see for days are goats, you know. Oh, and all of a sudden, oh, it's not a goat. It's a, who knows what it is. But guess what? You'll be prepared. Your rectum, your butt will be prepared. How many people must we lose to, you know, those sort of circumstances which happen all the time? You don't hear about it. Them and the Sherpas, you don't hear about that. You don't hear about it. It's just like, oh, suppressed or something. But I'm just like looking into the future and like thinking of ways to be like, oh, let's be the change in the market that we want to see. Be the market changers. Change the market with your products, with your thoughts. So that's what I was thinking. It's a good, like, it doesn't have to be like sharp like needles, like, and they'll have to be sharp so that, you know, but they don't have to be like, we'll find a brand of cacti that's not like, you know, it's not going to be like the worst thing that'll happen to you. You know what I mean? It'll be like flexible little needles. It won't be like the harsh, like, you know, not the toughest needles. It'll be like bendy needles. Putting it out there, think about it. Again, is it a little bit irritable for you? Yes. But unforeseen events, aka jail, like it's jail time. You're going to prison. 7 years, God forbid. Or you're like, again, I'm going like, you know, mountain climbing, jungle maneuvering. You never know when you're in the knee deep in the jungles, dude. Just in the bush. Couple of monkeys that have been reading books in the mid jungles, reading books, doing sign language. All of a sudden they're like, oh, humans, I'll pass down my genes so that I can be like, you know, more, so that my kids could be more. And you're like, oh, unwanted, unforeseen events, but you're prepared. You never know what kind of material they're getting their hands on. You'll be hoping novels and, you know, fiction, nonfiction, doesn't matter. But it could be like, oh, first thing they're seeing is like Playboy magazines, and again, doing sign language in the middle of the jungle. Oh, all sorts of hand gestures. But I don't even know what I'm saying, dude. Point is, I want you to be ready out there. I want me to be ready out there. We're ready for this shit. What have we been preparing for? I don't even know. But something's about to change. But that's the beauty of life. Something's always about to change. And we're changing together, you and I. It's Blue Monday, they say. Blue Monday. I've just recently heard of this in the you know, not too distant past. It's apparently, but I don't want you, like, what is it? I don't even know what it is, but apparently I read it, I heard it. Maybe you guys have seen it or read it somewhere as well. They say it's like typically the third Monday of January. Is like, they've done calculations and they've looked at the stats, they've looked at the charts. Apparently it's one of the most depressing days of the year. Apparently, I don't know, it feels like a beautiful day. It's gorgeous outside, looking outside. But what's going on inside, man? Ladies? Maybe it's got to do with, I don't know, who's behind Blue Monday? Blue's Clues, that's my first guess. Crips, I would say if it's I would say blues is probably, it's probably like the Crips might have something to do with it. Think about it. Who else? The Blue Man Group might be behind it. I don't know. These things go deep. Who else could be behind it? Blues musicians could be behind it, Couple of sax men and sax women doing heavy saxing. All into the night, grooving. Oh, we're having a lot of sax. Music, and a lot of, trumpets, trombones, the old guitar, but with a blues rhythm and sound to it too. Snapping of the fingers in the background. Smoke is everywhere. It's a fine evening. Lights are dim, ladies are dancing, gentlemen have drinks in their hands. What's going on here? It's maybe a blues thing. I don't know what it is, but it's a thing apparently. But maybe it's like, I don't know, whatever it is. Just in case you are feeling a wee bit blue for whatever reason, I want you to just think about it. It'll come and pass, and we'll get through it together, Tiger. That's if you're, but hopefully you're not feeling blue. But if you are, that's okay, dude. That's because they've done, they've looked at the stats. They're like, well, I don't know like maybe it's the bills coming in after all the holidays. Maybe it's like, oh, New Year. And like, it's already, we're knee deep in the New Year. It just hits you, New Year. You're like, oh, but take it easy, relax. Well, life is a journey after all. They say that is amongst the many things we say together. It is a journey, though. It is a beautiful journey. And today, looking outside, I'm glad to be here. I'm just, amongst people doing my little thing. So again, whatever you're doing, whether you're like, you're in school, you're doing a job, you're doing whatever, you're, go wake up, maybe you're just you're having a beautiful day. You were just waking up, your mom and dad, knock, knock. Mom, you're like, it's almost the beginning of the day. Let me, hey, Dad, why don't you pull out of Mom's and come get some breakfast downstairs and we can sit down and watch Glad You Made It. Maybe that's happening in your life, or other events. You could be in an elevator, doing an elevator pitch. Who knows? And you're like, man, what a great way to make friendships with my soon-to-be co-workers and bosses and my superiors. Let me impress them by showing how glad you made a video. And then they'll be like, man, we didn't know. You're like, oh, and then it's bonding time. It's bonding time is what I'm trying to say. And hopefully that'll go really well. And if you are showing this video to your boss right now in the elevator, because, we're global, so many random things could happen. If you're, hey, why don't you go and give this young man or lady who's showing you this video a fucking raise, you jackass. There. I said it for you. Don't fire him, please don't. Oh my god, this went horribly wrong. You're not a jackass, sir. I told her, yeah, you are. You never give him the recognition that he or she deserves. He deserves they're not even hired yet. They deserve to be looked at and given a chance to be a part of the firm, if anything. You know what I'm talking about? I got you, buddy, we're good. Luckily, the thing about life is that we're all connected. And as a matter of fact, speaking of inner office relations and dynamics of workers, bosses, workers, if your boss is a jackass, maybe, yeah, sir, man, maybe you are a jackass, just riding her back, man, riding him back. Just, you're on top of their back, riding that back. I want that report. I want 2 reports. Hey, 3 reports. Maybe you're not even in the reporting business, but you just want them reports, you want to see results, and you're on their backs. Time to switch it around. 2023, I've come up with another solution to, the many problems that we have. And everybody does their part. I'm just trying to, be a little bit vigilant, looking in different directions. Ladies and gents, if you've got a boss that's just on your back, clench. I've contemplated designing these clamps that you can use to just hook it on the back of your boss's shoulder blades or back sides, and just you can climb on top and grab a hold of these handlebars, imagine, and you could ride them like a koala. And now we've flipped the script, we've flipped the table, now the shoe is on the other foot. Now it's like, oh, what is that? These shoes feel warm and sweaty, and you're like, yeah, because I've been walking them for like half a day, there's bound to be some sweat and moisture built up, and I've got clammy feet and hands, and to that is something that I could personally relate to as well. But what I'm trying to say is, it is now the roles have been switched, the shoes have been reversed. You're gonna go home with it's somebody else's shoe now. It's somebody else's shoe now, man. We're taking those steps. And yeah, you'll notice you can hang on to your boss on their back while doing the reports, while faxing, while making phone calls, emailing, meetings on your boss's back, son, back-to-back meetings. And it's not just during office hours. These clamps can be utilized for after hours. I typically, I advise everybody to use them after hours as well. Get on their backs and just like, what's going on the ride home? You know what I mean? Instead of having to like wait for an email or a phone call, like, you're there. You're like, well, what's the next step? What is I've got the report. You can leave it on my desk, is what what she'll say. And you're like, but I want you to have it now, so that we can move forward. This is how we're going to tackle 2023. This is how we're like a bunch of rabid, hungry, little, rabies-filled koala bears. That's right, foaming at the mouth, hissing, having seizures, midday seizures. Nothing will bring you closer to your goals like having a midday seizure and just blacking out for like 5, and then getting up and really like, man, we need to like crunch it out. That's the thing that we're going for this year. And if you're not foaming by now, well, good Lord, we will get you foaming by the end of this program, ladies, and free foaming for everybody. And I'll say this because I'll say this now because this product is hot, and people are, there are lineups for many of things. I've seen it myself. Krispy Kreme donuts, new shoes of sorts. Somebody, famous coming to a place and doing a thing, and then, oh my God, what is this? A whole bunch of people line up for things. A trip to Mars, maybe. Good ice cream somewhere, a cheesecake, a Japanese cheesecake of sorts in your city, not in Japan. In Japan, it's just red cheesecake. There are no lineups for Japanese cheesecake in Japan. Maybe there is. It's that good. Internationally, lineups. And there's also lineups for these hooks that I've made. I've got it made, dude. It's right there. I just got to get the initial fucking like material, but the concept is the end. What I was trying to get to is that not only will you have one, with this purchase, you'll get one hook, but we will throw in 13 extra hooks. That's right, 13 extra hooks with the purchase of these specialty hooks. Call now within the next half an hour, 1-888-888-717, what? 888, and you will get 21 extra clamps, dude. What did I, 20, that's a lot of clamps, and you could be like, giving it to your kids so they could like, utilize it in the work and the learning and working environment. And that's how we do it, baby. That's how we do it on a Monday. What else is going on? A lot of great stuff is going on. Seriously, we're off to a good start. I feel it in my tits. I feel it on the tip of my nips, chafing. It's limited. It's that season because it's like I'm not walking as much as I should be probably, but because it's cold outside. I said to myself, you're gonna go outside this year a little bit more during wintertime, and I'm like, nah, it's cold. I'm gonna stay indoors and wait till it just like, thaws out a little bit. But relatively speaking, it's been a milder, I'll say, winter's still winter here in Toronto and Canada anyway, I'll say that, but it has been relatively milder, and I'm not complaining. You don't see me complaining about the milder winter. God, because some people are like, whatevs, dude. It's just like, naysayers, negative attitudes, glass half empty attitudes, fucking Debbie Downers, and, just a bunch of, it is a thing though. What I'm trying to get to is, are we impacting the climate? And it has been nicer. I don't know. For me personally, yes, of course we are. There's no discussion about it. Like, of course we should have I don't know what is there to discuss. Mine, that's you've taken away my freaking plastic bags. It's gone. Come into a store. I think this is the last month or so. I don't know, man. They keep saying it. I still see a little bit. The other day, the first day that I went to the shop to buy my grocery, I went with my own fucking thicker plastic bags, which is just fucking lame, dude. Something about regular plastic bags doesn't make me feel like the fucking oh, gross, dude. Get I don't know what it is. It's thicker plastic. I'm walking to the store with my plastic in hand. Cause up until the point you come back with groceries, you look mental, dude. Walking around the city, people don't know this guy's just walking around with 3-4 empty plastic bags. God, and you get into the store. The store staff are still not accustomed to this either, man. Not even joking. I got to the cash register, the self checkout. I'm the cash register now. I'm registering myself as a cash register person, but I see the person who's just one of the ladies who works. She's looking at me and looking at my already brought bags, because I set my bags, my thick plastic bags, in the in the front compartment of the old shopping cart. So she's just this guy's checking out items but not putting it in the still remaining one-time use only plastic bag. And because I got thick plastic, and I'm now getting all the wrinkles out of my plastic bags, and she was like, what is going on? Because you don't know when you see a person with thick plastic bags, are they just and I hear shoplifting is a thing apparently now. People are because of the whole prices of things are expensive a little bit more or less more. I don't know. I don't know. I hear percentages. I can just tell by pizza. I can tell you inflation by pizza. Just a little while back, I buy 3 of my favorite pizzas for $9.99. Now I buy 2 for $9.99. That is 33% inflation, at least in my pizzas. So, and the plastic bags, and you've already gotten rid of my straws. My straws are gone. Friggin' stupid fucking turtles, dude. I'll tell you what, if I go to a place and it's a custom thing to just be barbecue and turtles, we're having turtles. We're having all the turtles, dude. If it's a place, I don't know, because I don't know if that's a thing in Canada or anywhere else. I don't know if we consume it, but if I go down to a place and it's the local thing to be just, snap, crackle, and popping them turtles, oh, because now I got shitty fucking, paper straws, the ones that I can't. You gotta drink it fast. Because if you don't drink it fast enough, that is just mush, and it is horrible. It is 2 things that are probably there's nothing worse in life, as a matter of fact. No, losing your child, nope. Losing a parent, no. Losing your dog, no. Sucking on something that's not erect, trying to get something erect so that it could be sucked off in any circumstance. Those are the things that you would think are probably the worst things that could probably, no. Mushy, soft straws for soft drinks are, that's pretty much it right now. But it's Monday, and I don't want, what were we even talking about? Oh, the mildness of winter. So given everything that's been little by little, I'll look to a day like this and I'll be you know what, there's still snow on the ground, but it's not knee deep snow, and there's still plenty of winter left. Okay, we've had a mild winter thus far. I'm happy. Not gonna lie to you, fam. It is nice. It is not. Now, is it gonna rain somewhere else? Yes. Will we have, yes, but that's the climate, and I'm just happy to be a part of it. But should we do stuff about it? Yes, of course. I don't know what. Why would you ask me? Why would I know what we should do? You know what I mean? It's not the plastic straws, I'll tell you that. God, I'll tell you that much. We should just go nuclear. Let's just go nuclear, because everybody else, that's the thing. I think that's what it is. That's as far as I've come with it, and I've not, come really far with anything in terms of oh, you've done I've not done anything. Literally, because we can't just bitch and complain about it. You're getting rid. Give me nuclear straws, dude. Give me nuclear straws. If you're not I'm going with my straws nuclear. It's 2023. I want it fucking it's jacked up city, because it's we gotta get with the tech. Because you can't just remove good functioning straws and then give me shitty replacements, right? Same thing. That's the same thing with everything else too. I'm not gonna opt for. I don't think even in the near future, I'm not gonna opt for living, at least in Canada. I'm never gonna opt for like an electrical vehicle. Just not gonna happen. Just not gonna happen. Why? Because like half the year it's cold. I'm not gonna have to like be. And I'm not. You know what it is? I don't want to look for a charger to like plug my car in the middle of winter like it's a phone. I'd rather just go tangible, do tangible black gold, put it in my car, and then fucking off to the races. Let's, what does that even mean? Maybe you're a fan of the tracks. I'm not talking about music, that could be a thing too, but like, you're the type of person off to the races. You're rabbits running, being chased by dogs. Dogs being chased by foxes. Foxes being chased by it's just, increments of elevation. Coyotes chasing foxes, wolves chasing coyotes. After that, it's a couple of leopards, lions, and then we got to get in the race. Maybe you're chasing a bunch of animals. I don't know you. I don't know. Maybe you're chasing a bunch of animals off to the races. They said that, man. It's Monday. But yeah, dude, I'm just like, that's why I'm very grateful, because it's a beautiful day. And yeah, will you see events? And that's the thing. We can't be like, we got to replace it with something. If we're not going to, come up with something that's like actually like practical and functional. I'm not going to plug in the middle of winter. I'm not going to look for a plugging station. I want to, sit in the car, wait for it to plug your, nah, dude, it's not going to happen. That's what it. But that's just me. What are we even talking about? I don't even know, dude. But think about that whole cactus situation in your asshole. That would be something like, I think that could be something that will take off, dude. I'm confident it will take off, because it's a matter of like, is there a need? Is there a want? Is there a, providing a service? Yes, to all of those things. Is it scalable? My God, is it ever? Think about it. All the consumers out there consuming it. Amongst many other things that we could be doing together, boys and girls. It is Monday. We're rocking and rolling. Hope you're all doing well wherever you are. Again, I don't know much about anything. And in terms of, I just feel, it's like Monday and we're taking baby steps. That's how we do it up in this bitch. Boys and girls, ladies and gents, what a time to be alive. What a time to be alive. A lot of things are, what else is going on? Man, oh man, a plane crashed recently, which sucks. That's a bummer. I don't know how many people passed away, rest in peace. But that's a thing too with like plane crash. Like you don't think about it, but we still do have plane crash. Like my heart really does genuinely go out for the people who like, passed away in that circle. I think there were like maybe 70-ish people in there. Roughly all of them died. 68 of them apparently died. Maybe 4 of them are still missing. I think it was a Nepal or something. Maybe I'm getting it all wrong, but I'm not going to double check right now, because like, for the sake of the flow and the purpose of the, because I'm not like, but the thing is like, it does happen. That's something that's like mad. And it's like, how do you know which, like, that sucks. What are the odds of that happening? I could easily look that up as well, but like, that's the thing. It still does happen. Just, I don't know what made it go down, but man, that sucks, dude. That sucks balls. I don't even know why I brought it up. Oh no. Oh no, because like, fuck, dude. Man, how do you, if you're going down, how much like, because like you see it in movies and shit, like do you really, like if you're going down, let's say, I don't know, is it an altitude thing? Like, do you have enough time to like react and be like, let's shoot it up? Why won't more people shoot? I've always said this, when we're flying, generally speaking, PSA time, for example, why don't we all wear the life jackets and like the parachutes upon? Hence, we should make bigger airplanes, a little bit of leg room, a little bit of overall, and then like you're always ready to go, unless like you're exploding midair, which is a completely different thing. But I'm just thinking, if we're all shooted up, you know what I mean? A wing goes missing, propeller goes, oh, I'm not gonna work today. Oh, I'm calling sick today. You're like, and you're like, man, bummer, dude. And like, that's the thing. You're gonna have to like, but like then you don't have to be like getting people to put on their, because once it's going down and you're putting on a parachute, I would think it is probably not an easy process. People be panicking, people be throwing up in each other's faces, children just being, hella scared and annoying, the elderly passing out, um, a lot of things. So I'm just saying, like, if you go and like this, you're only, and all this time, you're like, who are the people that are gonna stand up and do the right thing? I'm gonna go and say, like, millennials, probably like somebody in their, mid to late 20s, mid to late 30s, because everybody else is like, you gotta be like, starting to like, and individuals are different, but which group would you, be like millennials? And hence, and then all that time you're up there, you're like, man, these, it's crazy to see how unaffordable like housing is, and like maybe we should like consider, making a change, because aren't we all dependent on you? And look how great these millennials are for the majority of the time, man, especially when it's like times of like need to like step in and shit, or something. I don't even know how these two topics are related, but like, houses, what's up with that? I've always said that, but we're in midair, no time to think about houses at this point. Who cares that they're extremely unaffordable? You care. I give a shit. You give a shit. No, every time I give a shit, I take a shit. It's all about giving and taking, really. The point is, I'm saying go in prepared, shoot it up. You know what I mean? Because like that way you can start like slinging back drinks, and even maybe consider, even as I've said this before, and we are, bringing smoking back to more places. Consider it up there as well, because you already shoot it up, baby. You're up in midair. What do you got to lose? What? A little bit less oxygen. You're shoot it up. No? Yes? I won't let you guys think about that, but I think it's just a hell of a lot easier to go shoot it up in the beginning instead of, because I don't even honestly know. Does anybody even listen to the instructions that are being given by the airship staff, the ladies and gents up there doing airship business? Do you even like, and the person that they're always like, oh, if you sit by the exit, how do we know? Like, that's the thing. It should be a quick test to figure out who's the most like, inept for exit door situation. See, you could a little test, just like, because somebody could be like, yes, I will be the person with the emergency exit responsibility once this thing, once it's going down. I'm going to be emergency exit door guy. I got you. But how do you know? How do you know? Maybe we should have somebody trained with exit doors, just sitting by exit doors, for example. You know what I mean? That could be a job. Every flight should have an exit door guy and an enter door guy, because it's totally different situation. You're getting in and you're getting out, son. Two people. Let's create more jobs, essentially. All I'm saying is, you can't just be like, fucking like middle-aged Johnny over here is gonna be all right with like handling the exit in the midst of a crisis. God, all of a sudden he's not good handling pressure. All of a sudden he's like, oh, I didn't think this is gonna be like, oh, I thought it'll be like a movie. It's not a movie. It's real, because it happens in real life, man. It happens in real life, man. And I'm just saying, I'm comfortable with riding planes. I'm comfortable with it. Not been on one in some time, a little while, but I'm comfortable. But it does give me a little bit of, I'm like, oh, it is still a friggin' tin can, with like a pilot, a co-pilot, a codependent pilot, which is a whole thing of its own. It's like, can any of you guys just be like relied upon individually? Apparently not. It is always like, oh, 2 people minimum. What a scam that is. Am I right, everyone? They're just getting their buddies' works. It's like, I'm a pilot, but I'm gonna need a co-pilot, and everything's basically on autopilot. They're getting paid twice as much for a job that should really be for one person, especially with autopilot. At this point, half a person, dude. You got that. You're a person that's like, just fucking like, you're half pilot. Putting it out there, man. Putting it out. Because I gotta save us some money too. Because I can't just be like, reduce the pricing of the houses. I gotta like, it's give and take. When I give, I take. When I take, I give. It's give and take. That's what it is, baby. So I'm just saying, putting it out there, thinking about everybody realistically. Simple procedures, an exit like plan. A strategy up there. Why would you? you know, just because that's when it's, unless it's like, again, if it's exploding midair, completely different story. If it is like, if you're going down and you got time between the altitude, I don't know how long it takes for a plane to crash. Is it a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4, 5, 10? We're talking 10 minutes now. How long are we talking? God, when it drops, that must be exhilarating, scary, you know, maybe a little bit euphoric, maybe a little bit of adrenaline, maybe a little bit of, you know, adrenochrome. I'm not sure. Maybe that's also the same, you know, because I don't know. Adrenochrome's the liquid, I believe. The I don't believe, but what's the hormone being released? There is apparently a hormone being released upon, you know, when you get spooked, and it's like if you get the, I don't even know how we got there. I don't even know how we got there, but that's you know, make use of it. If you're up there and you know you're gonna make it, maybe just tap yourself a little bit, just like tap, get a little bit of blood, because that's that like adrenaline filled blood. And then safely landing, upon landing, you're like, oh man, not only did I land perfectly fine, as you're, you know, tucking your little parachute back into your knapsack, you got this on tap, and then you can sell that to someone out there. Be like, this is blood, this is adrenaline filled blood from a near-death experience. Fucking drink this bad boy and like live 1,500 years, for example. I don't know how much that, like, what is that, an ounce? Like, it's got to be expensive. It's not easy to come by that shit. I'm assuming, if it's a thing. If it's, I don't even know if it's a thing. Potentially it could be a thing. But if it's not, it's not. Then you could just be like, I'm that guy that did it for no reason. There's no need for it. There's no market, but you did it anyway. It's a good story. Think about it. But also, it's like a lot to handle up there. If you could just simply land and not get hurt, I'd be satisfied with those results as well. But again, if you're multitasking, fucking drawing blood midair, you know, mazel tov. Like, you know, what do I say to that? Like, good on you, dude. Like, it's just like, this guy's got it. This lady can do it under pressure. But then not everybody can. So how do you know which person to assign? It's like, are you feeling comfortable by the exit door today? Will you take the responsibility? How many times must we have these scenarios? It's horrible, horrendous, cray. It's really cray. Boys and girls, ladies and gents. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, whether again you're in Toronto, whether you're in Canada, anywhere, whether you're in the US and Mexico and South America, Europe, Asia, Africa, Antarctica, you're in New Zealand, you're in Australia, whatever you're doing, maybe you're in Australia midday wrestling a couple of kangaroos, you know? Maybe you're in Papua New Guinea, you are, you know, out there with a spear fishing, you know, maybe, and everybody's got different things, dude. Everybody's got different things, whatever you're doing. I did recently, this does hurt me a little bit. I just read the title of the article. I didn't even read too much into it, but I heard the Maasai, the indigenous tribe of the Maasai, are being like, you know, they're being pushed out of their land or something along those lines. And whilst, because they're known as like a warrior culture and this, like, you know, but I'm like, man, if you're, you know, that's no bueno, you know. You shouldn't go and like, I don't know anything about it, but I'm like, if they're a warrior culture, you know what I mean, like, step it up, the Maasai. But also, I don't know anything about it, because they could be like, you know, fighting within like, you know, warrior culture of the past, very fucking like, you know, like when it comes to hunting, gathering, things of like that nature, dominant. They could probably like standing still, they could probably jump really high. I think that's the Maasai. I would like to, you know, if I get a chance, I'll engage with peepsies from anywhere. But at the same rate, they're apparently being pushed out of some region. It might not even be true. I don't even know. But at the same rate, it's like, if you're gonna be coming talking, back it up, Maasai. But also, man, indigenous cultures. Maybe they're like, you know, maybe they're outnumbered, out-resourced. I don't know. Classic story of outnumbered and out-resourced. But also, at the same rate, you know, fucking capitalism and shit, son. But at the same rate, we're also like transitioning into an age of like ethical capitalism. I think that's what we're like. I don't even know, dude. I don't even know. We're doing things little by little, but like, how ethical can capitalism get? It's probably gonna start small. I'll tell you that much. Opening a door, closing a door, a little thank you there, a little thank you here. Not gonna be drastic changes, but like it's because it's like habits are built in, and I'm for it. I'm for it. That's thus far coming this far. I'm for it. Because like otherwise, like what are we doing here in terms of organization? Leave the Maasai be. Could that be a thing? Is that a thing? I don't even know if they're being pushed out. This story could not be even like, I don't even know what it is. I don't even know what it is. I just read the article. I'm like, man, they're being pushed out. These bunch of like warrior Maasai should just be like, not on our turf, dude. Fucking, I'll drink the blood of this like goat right here, and I'll like, I'll fuck you up, dude, with my spear and shit. But maybe they're not bout it. But that's what you do. You go out there and you're like, man, seeing these beautiful people, it reminds you of like what we gotta do to be like, But then you look at us in terms of like just different societies, like maybe that's, maybe like, I don't know, dude. I don't even know what I'm saying. Who's like, because like it's like known as a warrior tribe. If you're like getting pushed out, push back. But like at a certain point, we gotta stop pushing and shoving too. That's one thing we should probably do. Stop like pushing and shoving. But at the same rate, like it's a doggy, dude. It's like we gotta like this year is 2023, and it's like it's not a new you, but like you're shedding skin. You're like a snake. You're like a Slytherin snake. You're a friggin' serpent out there. You're a magical serpent out there. Oh, it's Slytherin. So you're the new you, the same you, but growing. And as you grow, like a fungus, you take more. You need, because that's what it is. A baby is a wee little baby. Oh, a little bit of milk. Baby grows, has more wants and needs. Oh, I'm over milk. No longer is titty milk good enough. You gotta go get regular milk and a whole other. Oh, get them at whatever. So babies cost a lot of money and shit. Good thing I don't have one right now. I don't even think I want one. I've said this many a times, but like as I get a little bit, I'm relieved. I don't have one right now. I'll say that much. Down the line, I don't know. Should it come at one point? I don't know. Maybe. But yeah, that is also another thing. I don't even know how we got to babies right here, but we did, because it's Monday and we talk about everything and nothing, baby boys, baby girls. That's what I'm trying to say. So if the Messiah want to be like, if the Messiah want, I don't know what to say. I'm gonna go with like, what? If you're gonna talk a big game, if you're gonna talk a big talk, Messiah tribe of warrior tribes, go in there and be like, get off my turf, get off my property. But I don't know the situation. I don't even know where the Messiah are, dude. And this story could like legit not even be true, which would just put us in like, then the Messiah are good. Leave the Messiah be, and whoever's going into their place of residence is, or not going into their place of residence. But that's the thing. If land needs to be developed for whatever reason, dog, because we're like, we gotta dig right here, man, and like we gotta, cause it's like some places you legit gotta be like, yo, we gotta dig this up and like transform it. I don't even. That's the thing. Today, in this day and age, I just literally, I don't know how I feel about anything anymore. And I've never really known how I've really felt about anything anymore, or like even before. But like you can't even be like, you know what I mean? There's always like, sides to it. So I don't even know. Like, forget the whole Messiah, like anything really. It's like you hear one thing, I was like a bunch of pros and a bunch of cons in this here. Like, so I don't know if I want to, should I support the Messiah being like, should I be like for the Messiah, be like, yo, the Messiah, if it's a thing, for example, I know I just 2 minutes ago I said forget about it, but I don't know, we got back here again. Here we are. Okay, if they're like, it's our land, it's Messiah land, we're not moving. Do I back that up, or do I be like, progress? Money's for everyone's for days. Progress, land usage, digging and infrastructure and stuff, build, which will be beneficial for a lot of people. I don't know. Who do you? And then you're like, but the Messiah. And I'm like, fuck, dude, yeah, the Messiah. But at the same time, like, but if we develop this land and dig this valley, I don't even know what it is, but for, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't even have to be the Messiah. Forget about the Messiah. It's just like, this piece of land needs to be dug for whatever reason. It's like, let's dig it up. Let's develop it. Forget the Messiah. Piece of land, we need to dig it up. And then all of a sudden there's like a bunch of people that are like, let's not dig it up. And you're like, man, they've got a point too. Let's not dig it up. It's never. Here's what I have learned. It's always about a compromise, and a good deal. From looking back in my day of making deals, I just felt like touching my chest while saying that. When I was making deals on the sales floor with these tits right here, right? Tits in your face, dude. When I was making crunching numbers, when I was just like chewing on chocolate bars and taking a lot of coffee because daddy wanted the cash right then and there. I'm talking about staying up late hours, bags under our eyes. But you do everything you learn from it. Point is, I learned that a good deal is when I'm not happy and you're not happy, son. Think about that for a second, because everybody's like, yo, let me make you happy. Oh, forget it. 2023, moving forward, I don't want to make anybody happy. I don't even want to make myself happy. No, wait, hold on. It's about setting realistic standards. It's not, because that's the thing. It's like people want to go and make a deal. They're like, the best deal is that if I win all the way, I win. And the other guy on the other side of the thing that's we're playing against is losing. Let's say the Messiah. Why is it always about the Messiah? I don't even know. Forget it. But it's just about you, and you're like, I gotta get all. But if you're looking at a short-term relationship, you're like, I want to just get mine. And I think you're never gonna see this specific person again, or I have to deal with him again. And you're not even thinking about maybe if I have a great deal where I lose a little bit and they're losing a little bit. None of us are winning all the way. We're losing. We got to take that into consideration, because everybody wants to just come out winning. You got to lose a little bit as well, so that you could be like, hey man, we both lost a little bit, but we can come back and do it again for a long period of time together, man, or something. I don't even know what I'm saying, but I learned that you gotta be like, you know what? I'm not gonna be happy today. I'm not gonna get that full commish today, sir. But also, you're not gonna get instead of the full 7% interest, I'm gonna do you a solid and go in there with a 3.5 that is a reasonable, or some, I don't even remember the numbers at this point. But I'd be like, and here I am, I'm losing a little bit, and you're out. And how much are you willing to? And so when I look at a situation, I'm like, oh man, these people want to dig a hole somewhere, and there's people protesting digging a hole somewhere, because and especially at this time of year. All this, everybody's like, we got to be mindful about the climate. Got to do that. But, there's got to, because we still need things. I still need my friggin' straws, man. Still need those straws. So, at one point, you got to be like, okay, we need some things. Okay? If we keep be like, what is it? Is it cold? Is it this energy? Is it that? We need some things. We can't all just be fucking sun gazing here, okay? All right? Boy's trying to make a point here. I don't really make points, but the point is that you got to be like, I'm willing to take a little bit of an L, but you got to be also willing to take, because you can't be like, we can't dig here, because if we dig here, and then, these people are going to be upset. But if we dig here on the other side, we develop it into this wonderful thing that'll benefit a bunch of people, and you're like, no, you got to dig it somewhere else. And then you go to the next situation, and it's like, well, we got to dig it here. Same scenario. A lot of people are happy about it. A lot of people are like, no way, you're digging here. And at this rate, I'm just saying, I don't think there's any situation where I can be like fully, I'm 100% on board, or I'm 100%. It's just, I don't feel 100% about anything, which is kind of a relief, knowing that you can't rely on anything 100%. Man, a lot of uncertainty out there, but the wonderful thing is that we've got each other, boys and girls, and I'm here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So whatever it is you're doing, whether you are having a little bit of a bluey Monday, who's having a little bluey Monday, just snap out of it, will your way through it, or give it time, man. Give it time, relax. Everybody's different. I'm not trying to come in there with good cop, bad cop right there. You know what I'm talking about? I'm just playing right down the center, but get your shit together, man. Lady. But also, it's okay, man. It's alright. I get it. I understand the bills are coming in. It could be sunny over here, but it could be raining right now in your life. It could be pouring. But remember, after a pouring, there's going to be a lot of rainbows, butterflies, tarantulas, golden retrievers, leprechauns, which you can easily track down, and capture and sell on the black market and make a lot of money selling leprechauns on the black market. So there you have it, folks. Where can you find these videos? Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays on Instagram, on YouTube. Go ahead and subscribe. Help your family, help yourselves, help your boy, help your community. Think of your grandchildren. Think about the products that I've already promoted in this video and the many upgrades that will come along with them. Thank you for joining me again, once again. We will be back here again together on Wednesday, rocking and rolling. Whatever you're doing out there, go get it. You know, sending you all love. Thank you very much for all the love and support. Talk soon. Peace out.